What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show. As always, I like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Also know that I am a certified empowerment coach and president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching and Communications, and this is the home of Epic Conversations. And I'm the host of Epic Conversations, and we're back again on Sunday nights with Rodney Kellum. He's continuing with his great Speak Life series, and tonight we're going to be chatting and sharing about the Speak Life Faith series, a second step, FIRE, F-I-R-E, or I like to say F-I-Y-A-H, and turning on your faith switch. So welcome back, Mr. Rodney Kellum. How are you, Mr. Rodney?
Doing wonderful, and it is a joy to be back with you, Dr. Vibe, after a few weeks of break. Life happens and things pop up.
Sure.
And vacations and all that stuff. So it's good to continue this series. And tonight we're going to continue the series. Last time I was on, I spoke about I can, I will, and I am. And those are three main steps that it takes from going to somebody who has self-doubt to someone who's actually taking action plans and living out their dreams. I can is the belief you can do it. I will is creating a plan to put in action. I am is stepping into it and believing that you are what you were created to be. And tonight we're going to talk about fire and turning on your faith switch. And I was privileged to talk about this topic maybe, 3 years ago now, because we've been in our home for 3 years now, about how we went from homeless to homeowners in under 90 days, right here on the Dr. Vibe Show. The video does exist on YouTube, so look it up. I won't share that whole story again because it is a very powerful story. But what the point that I want to bring home tonight is the steps that I learned during that process that you can employ in your life to turn on your faith switch. And here's what I mean. When we had it, our fire came from a lightning strike, if you choose to believe me, which is true anyway. Lightning struck our apartment complex, caused a fire inside the walls between all the units. We were technically homeless. We had already decided we wanted to go towards home ownership, having to sleep on friends' couches with a family of then four, 2 children and 2 adults, my wife and I. And it was very difficult living in a hotel because thankfully we did have renter's insurance. But it was very difficult not knowing because the renter's insurance wanted us to hurry up. And every day they're giving us 1 more week, 1 more day, 1 more week, 1 more day. And in the moment that the fire happened, something turned on for me. Where I've been a believer in Christ, a follower of Christ since I was age 7. But there's always those things where you hope for the best, but you believe the worst is really going to happen all the time. And in that moment when lightning struck and I felt the energy of the lightning strike go in a physical circle all around me, yet not touch me or my son who was home at the time, it just made me believe and understand the grace that was on my life. And in that moment, I decided to believe 100% what the God that I follow has promised me. And I started to make declarations. I started to declare. This is one of the main steps. You want to write this down. Making declarations. And so this was, I think, in around October, maybe September, right? And we were planning to have a nice Thanksgiving dinner, invite family and friends. And I was telling them, we want to be in our own home by the time Thanksgiving comes around. And people are like, oh, yeah, that'll be nice. Just tell us when to come. It's so nice. And the fire happened, and I started to say it with more conviction. Now, mind you, we're technically homeless. We're living in a hotel. We're living with friends. And I started to say with more boldness, we're going to have Thanksgiving dinner in our own home. We're going to have Thanksgiving dinner in our own home. And all the while, people are, creating GoFundMe accounts for us, asking us if you need gift cards. And we needed help because we lost a lot of our material goods. And I'm still steadily saying, we're going to have Thanksgiving dinner in our own home. You coming? All while having no place to stay. And people look at me kind of crazy. They're like, sure, we're with you. And then it happened. We got approved for the house. We found the house. We closed in the house within 12 days. the day before Thanksgiving. And when I started calling my close family and friends we've been talking to and telling them that we're gonna have this dinner, we said, we got the house, you guys coming? They're like, wait, what? What? It happened? And we're like, for me, it wasn't a doubt or a surprise because I've been saying this with 100% conviction. And it was the first time in my life that a desire of my heart, I spoke with absolute certainty, without doubt, and that it came to pass. And what I realized throughout this whole journey for my whole family and I, of course, it was a relief to get our own home. That was wonderful. But other people were deeply encouraged by what they saw us go through. They saw me with 2 children and my wife living in friends, on a couch, living in a hotel, having to go from hotel room to hotel room. And they saw us all of a sudden close on a house in 12 days. Go into a wonderful house, a dream home, because I kept on speaking it. So the first part, really, I didn't point out in the first place, was your belief system. Every successful self-help, personal development, and business book includes the point of using unwavering faith, applying unwavering faith. Think and Grow Rich. It's an ongoing theme throughout the entire book. The Bible. It's a theme going out throughout the entire book, as it is according to your faith. This theme just goes on and on and on. And yet so many people have all these dreams of doing great things. But when it comes to putting it in action, they'll say things like, here's your warning signs that you're not really believing what you desire. You say things like, I'm going to try. You say things like, I hope to, or the worst one you could ever say, one day. If you're saying these words, you are killing the ability to bring things to pass. And for some people that may not be of faith, I want you to understand that people outside of traditional faith circles that have had massive success still apply these rules. So just lend me your ears for a few more moments so this can soak into you. These principles are laws that cannot be broken. The laws of nature, the laws of the universe, they cannot be broken. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Some people call that karma, right? These are laws that cannot be broken. Faith, which is absolute expectation without the room for doubt, almost ensures that what you envision, as long as you have a plan of action, will come to pass. I'm going to reemphasize absolute expectation, which is what I call faith, where you have no doubt in your mind that what you believe will come to pass. One more time. Absolute expectation is where you have no doubt in your mind that what you believe will come to pass. And when that fire happened and all the material things just no longer mattered to me, and I was so thankful that I had my son with me, who was then probably 5 at the time. My daughter was safe at another place. My wife was safe. She wasn't home. All things sort of got into perspective. And in that moment, I can't say that it was a word that was spoken that made me get it, but I just understood in that moment of feeling the protection that to me, the hand of God on my son and I, that just took away every bit of doubt. It was time to say, you know what, I believe everything that was promised to me. And I'm going to experience it, because if I don't, I'm not really representing God the way he desires me to represent him. So I decided to turn on my faith switch. I decided to start saying things out loud, live out loud, and to share my experiences with people, because what I know is that it deeply encourages, motivates, and inspires so many people when they hear my story, the stories of so many others out there that have had massive successes, to say, well, he's not much different than I am. He's a little bit taller, but that's about it. He's a regular guy. But for me to come from a place of growing up on Section 8 and food stamps, and just sitting outside, of our small little shack house when I was 4 and 5 years old, and dreaming about a day that I could live in a multi-story home, have multiple cars, and have grass out front with no bars on the windows. Then all of a sudden I'm growing and lightning strikes and this switch turns on that I used to just be in hope since I was 4 and 5 years old. A few decades later, here I'm in a moment where I have to decide to say, well, I hope in one day, and I'm going to try to, I'm going to be in my own home for Thanksgiving dinner. I'm going to have Thanksgiving dinner, invite a bunch of people. It is going to happen. So all of you entrepreneurs out there, all of you aspiring leaders out there, people who want a promotion on your job, people that want to be singers and entertainers, if it's truly a passion and a desire and something that just won't leave, if it's that thing that keeps you up at night, that always gnaws at you, that says, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't you doing this? You know you're put on this earth for a purpose. You're put here on purpose for a purpose. Why aren't we doing this? It's time. Here's your call to action. It's time to turn on your faith switch. No room for doubt. No room for I'm going to try, I hope, or one day. It's a right now kind of thing. Don't waste the life that you've been given and the time that you've been allotted to say one day and keep pushing it off. I love this quote and I'm going to say it again. Dr. Miles Monroe has a wonderful quote that says, the most wealthy place on earth is the graveyard. So many unwritten books, so many inventions not created, so many songs not written, so many problems not solved because people took to their grave the talent, their gifts, their purpose that they were supposed to share with the world. Don't be one of those people that are selfish and not sharing your greatness. Don't stick to your mediocrity. Don't stick to your one days and I hopes. Put in action that I can, I will, I am. Turn on your faith switch and say, I am. Use these declarations daily. Use them more than one time a day. Have somebody that's going to be your accountability partner. You say, you know what? I'm trusting you to keep me accountability. I am going to write that book. I'm going to write one chapter a week, one chapter a month. And have that person call you once a day, once a week, once a month, and check in with you. Because if you've never done it before, you may need some help. That's okay. But you must make your decision to turn on your faith switch now. Don't wait, don't delay, because it may cost too much not to. And so to recap, there's 3 main things I want to touch on again. Well, 4 main things. You're going to go through trials of life. For me, one of the major things was going through a fire. For you, it may be a bankruptcy, a repossession. Been through that too, repossession. It may be, loss of a loved one. Been through that too. It may be you're losing a job or, firing, getting let go. Been through that too. It may be you might get sick or a loved one gets sick. I've been through that too. The trials of life are going to happen. But look at it as your opportunity to either go backwards or forwards. Either you're going to stay stunted or you're going to grow. Because hard times are going to come. You have to make your decision now before they come, or maybe you're in it, to move forward. If you don't change the way you think, if you don't change the way you act, if you don't put plans in motion, you'll be at the exact same place for the rest of your life. And if you aren't happy now, why waste another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decades wasting the gift of life that you have? Your belief system, you got to get convicted is the word I like to use. Convicted is meaning this is who you are. This is what I believe. And I'm going to take action based on what I believe, and I have no doubt about it. It may take practice. You have to repeat to yourself the same things over and over again. You have to retrain your mind. But you have to have a solid belief system. Make the declarations, usually beginning with I am. I am living my dream. Insert whatever that is for you. I am who it takes to be to bring this thing to pass. Insert what that is for you. And lastly, absolute expectation. For me, that's called faith. Where you have no doubt in your mind that what you believe will come to pass. And so this is Rodney Kellum of Speak Life Inspirational Speaking. Thanking Dr. Vibe once again for giving me the moment of time, which I believe is the most valuable commodity on earth, because once you give it away, you'll never get it back, to speak life into you, encouraging you to reject mediocrity and embrace your greatness, because you are great at least one thing, and don't leave this earth without sharing it and giving it to the world. And thank you so very much.
Rodney, outstanding as always. I want to just highlight one or two things you shared over the last few minutes. The importance of declaration. How important is that? And just share some thought process on how much empowerment it gives to oneself when they make a declaration.
Here's the secret is many people have doubters inside and out. And you may have that self-talk voice that, let's say there's something amazing you get inspired or motivated or inspired to do, but years and a lifetime of training of, oh, you're only this small thing. Those voices in your head from the past, maybe it's a parent, a loved one, friends, haters that have always said, you can't, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're ugly. You're going to have to make declarations to retrain your brain. There's a phrase in the Bible that says, by the renewing of your mind, which means you hear something and see something and say something so long that your subconscious mind has no choice to believe it, no matter what it is. No matter what it is. Think about the Wright brothers. When they decided that they're going to create a plane, that was crazy at the time. No one had ever done that. And they said, we're going to create human flight using a plane. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And even though there's plenty of people around the world that were like, you guys are crazy. Their neighbors were like, you were crazy. You keep crashing those things. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Because they believed it without the room for doubt, you know their name for an eternity. You have to tell your subconscious mind by speaking it audibly. Write it down, yes, but then speak it audibly over and over, to the point where there is really no doubt that you are what you say you are. There's no doubt that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. It is absolutely vital to make declarations.
Makes a lot of sense. One of the things I say to people on the reg is that when you say something, the first person that hears it is you. So I think that's very, very important in the word declarations. And I guess declarations played a key role in the brand name of Speak Life.
Absolutely. And, you know, this was one of my major moments during that fire in our apartment, is that I saw the fruit of speaking that we were going to have Thanksgiving dinner in our own home. Once you speak it, things start going into motion. Words are alive and words have power. So you have to be careful even when you're joking. This is not my declaration. When people say, oh, my headache is killing me, don't say that. Stop saying stuff like that. Even in joke and in jest, your words still have power, because your mind, your subconscious mind, does not decipher between when you're joking or lying, or when you're telling the truth or making declarations. So this is the importance of speaking those things that be not as though they were. Like the things that you believe, that you desire, and that you see in your mind's eye, speak them out loud. Because your subconscious mind is going to start taking action on what you speak and creating new solutions and ideas. And your imagination is going to get to work and give you dreams and then these flashes on how to bring these things to pass. So that is one of the roots of Speak Life Inspirational Speaking. Thank you for pointing that out, Dr. Vibe.
Once in a while I come up with good observations. You know, once in a while the light bulb comes on and go, wow, there we go. Well, I just thought it was something. I just had this feeling in my spirit that was one of the inspirations, declarations, Speak Life, married together. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you for taking time to share with us and the audience, live and on the replay. If people want to find out more information about you, how can they do that?
All right, you can definitely check out my website at speaklife.online. Email me at rodney@speaklife.online. You can find me on social media at Fatherpreneur, like entrepreneur with a father in the front. I'm on Facebook as Rodney Kellum of Speak Life, or Rodney Kellum. Please reach out, create a conversation. You're looking for someone to come speak at your event, to speak life into you, to show you how to go from motivation to inspiration, reach out to me. I love to work with you. I love to speak life into you and your groups.
Excellent. It is Dr. Vibe here. I'm host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations. If you want to check out replays of outstanding epic conversations like this one online, go to YouTube and just put in the search engine the space DR period space SHOW. If you want to listen to replays of my audio epic conversation, you go to the website drvibeshow.com. You can also go to Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play Music Store, and also iHeartRadio. You can also hear selected replays at thegoodmenproject.com and also at wjmsradio.com out of New York City. Then, I am a certified empowerment coach, president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching and Communications. If you'd like a complimentary 30-minute empowerment session, reach out to me. Twitter at drvibeshow, email dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com, or you can go to the website, go to the top, click on Connect with Dr. Vibe, click on that text, gives you the ability to just reach out to me, email, voice, or video. Brand ambassador for the only online magazine dedicated to African Americans in food, wine, and travel. The name of the magazine is Cuisine Noir Magazine. The website address is cuisinenoirmag.com. If you need help, if you're a business or entrepreneur and not getting media promotion, touch base with me. I have an organization called Getting Media Coverage, where I help businesses and entrepreneurs get media promotion so they can elevate their business. And finally, you can catch me every Friday morning at 7:25 a.m. at WURD, Pennsylvania's largest publicly owned black radio station. They are in the Philadelphia area online. You can catch them at their website. You can also get them 96.1 FM, 900 AM, also through the, as I said, through their website or their apps at the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, and through TuneIn Radio. I'm part of a segment called The Week That Was, where the hosts, Ike Raw and Christopher Flood, the drummer Norris, we look at stories that made it and stories that didn't get coverage over the last week. The segment's called The Week That Was. So finally, 3 last things. Remember, live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Also, sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. And finally, block assumptions. It's Dr. Vibe here. God bless. Peace to all. Keep the faith. Walk good. And we will chat with you soon. Thanks for watching. God bless.